Enough is enough. I can't take it anymore. There's something that happens when you get older. You begin to lose touch with society to a certain degree. When you're young, you know all the songs on the radio, all the movies in the theater. You're in touch with all the latest trends and you flow with society because you're the target audience. The media that's out there is directed at you. And then one day you realize that you no longer know who that is appearing in the latest film you're watching. You have no idea who the actors are who are cast in the new version of the character that you've been following all your life. It happens to all of us, it just comes with age. But at least you always have your stuff. The movies, the songs, the TV shows that you grew up with will always be pure. At least that's what we used to think. Now we live in a time where everything that we grew up with is being redone or continued by people who claim to be big fans. People who claim that they grew up with these movies but were actually born years or sometimes decades afterwards. That doesn't mean that they couldn't have grown up with it, but for them it wouldn't have been the same connection. Because if it was, they would take better care of the characters instead of perverting them into unrecognizable shadow versions of themselves that completely betray who they were and obliterate the inspiration that they gave us for so long. And as if that's not enough of a gut punch, it's even more disappointing to see the actual actors who carried these torches help to ruin these iconic characters. Yeah, I know they're fictional characters, but fictional characters have always taught society lessons and inspired us in many ways. That's the point of stories and mythology. You know, I don't recall there ever being a time, at least not in my lifetime, where there's been such a specific and targeted attempt to destroy past characters and franchises. It seems to be an inherent laziness that plagues more recent generations that have grown up and attempted to be writers without actually doing the work. Because taking a long existing character, a character that has become iconic and important to many generations, and contributing something new and interesting without betraying the true nature of the character, well, that ain't easy, folks. And if you don't have the skills or even the desire to do it, then you have no business trying. But that's our current reality. So, what to do? Well, we complain and point out the inconsistencies in story and character. We point out the deconstruction and betrayal of our favorite characters and franchises. We're accused of racism, sexism, homophobia, and a slew of other cis and phobes, many of which seem to be invented on a day-to-day basis. But nothing seems to change. But I'm not yet so pessimistic as to think that things won't get better before I die. But for now, I think that we need to adjust. We need to make our own personal franchises. Screw canon. As far as I'm concerned, there are only 6 Star Wars movies, and the saga ends on the planet Endor with our heroes dancing and celebrating with a bunch of teddy bears. Yeah! Okay, maybe I'll allow Rogue One depending on what mood I'm in that day, but no Solo. Maybe for some of you there are only 3 Star Wars movies. Great! Whatever works for you. And for many unfortunate misguided souls, there are 9 Star Wars movies and several TV shows. Okay, look, you do what you do. You do you, and I'll do me. That's a quote from a great man.
I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna let you do you. I don't want no trouble.
Oh, wow!
Yeesh. Okay, never mind. For me, there are only 4 Indiana Jones films. I know, for many of you, there are only 3. I made a video about it. 2 Terminator films. 1 Willow film, 3 Rambo films, 10 Star Trek films, 5 Star Trek series, 20 James Bond films, 5 James Bond actors, 12 doctors, and before they get any stupid ideas, only 1 Goonies film, etc., etc. Well, you get the point. These are my personal franchises. These are my characters. These are my stories where the Star Wars characters defeat the Empire and have a happy ending. John Connor leads the rebels and triumphs against Skynet. Indy marries Marion and has a son. And James Bond lives to defend England and the world again. And as for today's modern writers...
Suck it, come on, son.